Next item on the agenda, Mr. Hoffman.
Okay. My name's Kenny Hopeland, and I'm representing a company called Gasrite. We're new in the Sioux City. I met last Thursday with the sheriff in Missouri, and thought it'd be a good idea to stop and visit with you guys and let you know what Gasrite is all about and how everything works. Just a brief history: the company started in 2006 in Omaha. It started small so they could track and trade the fuel. So they just opened an office here in June in Sioux City. But with that, the majority owner, he's been trading livestock for the past 16 years, so he's got a lot of experience with it. Goes along with this company. He started it kind of on a napkin. He had goes up fishing a lot up at Fort Randall and that, and was tired of the gas prices being so high, so he thought there's got to be a way he can do on the gas side what he's doing on the livestock side, and that's where he developed this. So Gasrite comes alongside different businesses and entities, and we lock in their fuel price at the pump, anywhere from periods of 3 months, 6 months, up to a year. We're turning that from a variable cost to a fixed cost. We work a lot with counties, sheriff's departments, cities, and anyone that is filling up with a pump and have no way of, locking that in. How it all works is we issue a card. It's the Voyager card. It's widely used throughout the United States. I know the state of South Dakota is on it, the state of Nebraska, the state troopers are on it in Nebraska, so it's widely accepted. Once we come alongside a business or an entity, we kind of look at their fuel usage. If they've got good, strong 2 years of records, we do like 80%. We like to try to keep it between 70 and 80% of their normal volume, just to have that flexibility. Because I know, if a deputy's sick or something and they ain't out on the road and that, so that's kind of where we use that 70 to 80%. So we figure out their fuel usage. If they're using 1,000 gallons a month, and I guess 1,200 gallons a month, we'll lock in, 1,000 gallons a month for how long they want to do it. Right now we're kind of working on 12-month ones. So we go ahead and we purchase 12,000 gallons and we hold that for that company. And each day, as they're swiping that card, we know how many gallons are being used every day, so we lift our position on that many gallons. So we're not speculating. If we did, we wouldn't be in business very long. So that's kind of how the card works. A lot of questions we get, well, what if I don't use all my gallons I contracted? Well, nothing happens. If you've had that 1,000 gallons a month and you only use 900, that extra 100 gallons you just lost an opportunity to buy it at a lower price. On the other hand, if you didn't use all your gallons and the price of the pump was lower, we would just ask for that difference between the contract price and the pump price on that 100 gallons. So if it was 10 cents difference, it would be $10 added to their bill.
So it protects the upswing more than the downswing.
Yep. Some of the other questions we get.
Most of the fuel that we're using in the county entity is run through secondary roads, which has a rack price.
The majority.
How, with that being said, what value do we have?
Well, when we were talking to the sheriff there, we like to, with the card system, you can purchase fuel locally throughout the county. Any other smaller town or whatever he can fill up in. And he says, well, if I contracted so many gallons, can I still fill up at the road department on the balance? Yeah, that's, no problem if he wants to do that. And basically that's where we're going off of our rack price on Omaha, and that one we quote a price. So we're highly competitive as far as the rack price and that stands.
So, I assume, I understand some of the protection that you're using with the Board of Trade. I assume you're using the Board of Trade, you're not using direct contracts with the supplier?
That's correct.
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay, so then what happens with the basis situation?
As we're holding these gallons for the companies and the price of the pumps going up and down, that we're holding to is also following that. So we lift that position every day on that standpoint.
So how, say on a given day like today, what's your rack price?
Well, fuel's going up, trying to revert everything back. We would be right at 263.
Which is higher than the Casey
Yep.
stores, right?
Yep, and that's the price that I get from the company, and that it's a small company. They know, because there's no other fees for swiping the card or signing up or anything. The fees is all in that price. They know how much it takes to run the company, so when they quote that price, their margin is in there to run the company.
Each card has its own account?
Like if it was a sheriff's department, each deputy would be assigned a card, and on a billing, it would be each deputy where they filled up, and it'd just be one bill. And it'd be broke down into deputies.
What's the procedure if your card's stolen from this place?
There is a 4-digit PIN number with each card. Like on the sheriff's department or something, we'll use something simple like their badge number for their PIN number. Maybe the last 4 digits of the social security number. So if that card is, lost, stolen, or whatever, I mean, it's very hard for someone to use it. Works a lot like a debit card, bank card.
So if I'm a deputy, I have that card, I can buy gas for my own car. There's no way to differentiate between a cruiser or a personal vehicle.
That is correct. If they could do that, we do, talk to Ken. He has deputies call in every time they're going to fill up, so he kind of tracks it that way right now. We do can put the mileage in, so they can track that for security reasons. And I guess, that's a lot of companies, if they've had issues in the past, that's another thing they'll add on to there, putting the mileage in on that before they fill up.
That card, they can use that card anywhere, across the state of Iowa?
Across the state of Iowa. When I first started, I went out to O'Neill and talked to Ben Matchett. He's a sheriff out in Holt County, I think it is, out in O'Neill. He's been on it for the past 2 years, and he's transported prisoners. I know out to Pennsylvania, he said the card worked all the way out, all the way back. He went down to Louisiana, he says it worked all the way down there, all the way back. And I know I've talked to the sheriff's department up there in Buena Vista County's on it. He's used it down in Kansas and that, and he's had no trouble with the card working anywhere, not working anywhere. So it's widely accepted, the Voyager card.
Well, we could talk to Sheriff McClure. That's the only department I can think of that.
We do have a cardless system too, for the bulk. It goes off the AAA. AAA will quote a price, an average price of the area every day. And how they get that information is cards being swiped, so they know what the average price is on any given day, like in Sioux City. So with some of them we do in Sioux City, this is the cardless system. If they're, say using 1,000 gallons of bulk, a month, and there's 20 trading days in that month. So that would be 50 gallons a day that we would lift that position on. So if they're contracted at, say on their diesel at $2.50, and that price on a given day might be $2.63, they would be paid back 13 cents on their account. Then on vice versa, if it was lower at the pump than what they had contracted, it would be debited from the account. It works more, it's a lot like an insurance policy on that standpoint. And I guess, you know, what a good question, well, what if you guys wonder, you know, basically the person would go back to purchasing fuel the way they usually did. And I know talking to the sheriff there, he said each deputy's got their own credit card, so when they're leaving, going somewhere or whatever to purchase gas, so he says, I got like 9 different bills that come in every month. So this here would just be one. And he said that'd be a way he could get rid of those. We take care of the federal tax, and like the sheriff's department, they file every quarter to get the state tax back on them gallons.
Does this rack price include taxes? It does, that come down.
No. No.
No road tax included in this 263?
No. No, the tax would be on top of that. So right now, at this time of the year, we're doing what we call a limit order contract, kind of seeing where they'd like to, you know, purchase their fuel at. If they had a price in mind going into next year, they're anywhere right now from $2.65 to, I know Tim's out in Nebraska, you know, kind of $2.80 is where we're doing some of these limit order contracts. So what that limit order does, if it's, say they wanted to contract the fuel at $2.60 for next year, which with the tax off, that'd be right at $2.20. So that limit order would be put in at $2.20. If that market comes down and we can get it locked in at that $2.20 or below, we put the or below in there. If they see that market may be coming down farther, they will let it ride down below that before they lock it in on these limit order contracts.
But once it's locked in, if it does work lower, you refund that difference back to the company. Yeah.
The customer would owe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's to protect you from.
Yeah.
Because in theory, you purchase it at that price and drops below that price.
And I've got a chart here on that fuel too. The gasoline will trade its lowest the last 2 weeks of December, first 2 weeks of January. We went back to 1992 and tried tracking that, and that's kind of basically where your lows will come in. Some of the companies on our strike price or on this limit order, we're going out to like March 1st to see, you know, giving us that much time, see if the market will work lower.
So where is the market right now?
As far as
what would your contract purchase be?
our contract purchase right now would be today looking about 303 as at the pump. Be locking it in at. And yeah, we don't recommend doing it right now. That's why we got this limit order contract to, you know, watch this market and hopefully get a pullback in it, so we can get some prices locked in at a favorable level.
Who owns the company?
Jeff Rammel is the majority owner. Yeah, Jeff's got his own company, Ag Strategies. He's out of Omaha. Trades a lot of hogs.